Hi, I'm Nishant Lodha with QLogic Technical Marketing. The Ethernet industry is on the verge of an abrupt change of course that will result in an epic migration to 25, 50 and 100 gig Ethernet networks. During the next few minutes, I'll share with you our view of what's happened so far and what you can expect from the Ethernet industry in the next year. The genesis of 25, 50 and 100 gig Ethernet are requirements from hyperscale cloud service providers for a server interconnect with more than 10 gigs of bandwidth without a forklift upgrade to their massive cabling infrastructure. The hyperscale CSPs also need a new generation of smarter network equipment built from the ground up that support low latency traffic in virtualized networks that span multiple geographically dispersed data centers, and they need this intelligence to be present without consuming server CPU cycles intended for business workloads. The Ethernet industry responded with a standard for fast and smart 25 gig Ethernet, and a new generation of 25, 50 and 100 gig switch and adapter chips were born. The ports on the new 25 gig chips use the same class of cables as 10 gig Ethernet but deliver 2.5 times the performance of 10 gig Ethernet while using the same number of pins and the same number of lanes on the server PCIe bus as a 10 gig port. Using a single pin on a switch and adapter chip, 25 gig Ethernet ports compare favorably to 40 gig Ethernet technology that requires 4 pins on a chip and a forklift upgrade to thicker, more expensive cables. The new class of Ethernet switch and adapter chips also support 100 gigabit Ethernet technology using 4 lanes of 25 gig. In addition to providing a more efficient way of delivering bandwidth, the new generation of smart 25, 50 and 100 gig networks will offload processing from the server for a long list of protocols including various flavors of RDMA for scale-out storage, SRIOV for virtual networking, NVGRE, VXLAN and Geneve for tunneling. The adoption of this new technology has already started. The qualification of 25, 50 and 100 gig switch and adapter chips by server and OEM vendors have started in Q4 in 2014. In the fall of 2015, adapter and switch vendors will be shipping products in volume to the IT vendor ecosystem and select customers for proof of concept. In the first quarter of 2016, 25, 50 and 100 gig server storage networks products will be available generally. Now let's take a look at the products you expect to see in 2016. This is a 25 gig PCIe adapter. Notice it has the same form factor as a 10 gig adapter and can support the same port density as a 10 gig adapter. This is a 25 gig direct attached copper cable. It is the same as a 10 gig direct attached copper cable by form factor and weight. This is a 10 gig direct attached copper cable. If you decide to upgrade to a 40 gigabit Ethernet technology, you need to change your data center cabling to this thicker, heavier and more expensive 4 lanes of copper 40 gigabit direct attached copper cable. If we look at the switch bulkhead, we can see the advantage of 25 gig versus 40 gig. This switch can support only 6 ports of 40 gigabit Ethernet on a single blade and requires the new, thicker and bulkier cables in the data center. But 25 gig ports can be configured on the same blade in the same form factor, 3 times the bandwidth of 40 gigabit Ethernet. This is an example why 25 gigabit Ethernet is more economical than 40 gigabit Ethernet for server to switch connectivity. What you're looking at here is a demonstration of 25 gigabit Ethernet running at line speed. Now, cloud applications can utilize the most economical and 2.5 times faster interconnect to deliver more than double the VM density, 2.5 times more social media users, cut backup times in half, and 2.5 times more transactions per minute. This wraps up my overview of 25, 50 and 100 gigabit Ethernet. In summary, hyperscales are driving it, enterprises will benefit from it, it will be 2.5 times faster than 10 gig for the same form factor as 10 gigabit Ethernet. 25 gigabit Ethernet will offer and 3 times more bandwidth than 40 gigabit Ethernet on the switches. It will be smart with offloads for a wide variety of network protocols required in hyperscale clouds. You can learn more about 25, 50, and 100 gig technology and stay connected with the vendor community by visiting 2550100.com and subscribe to alerts and news.